Hey guys, it is October 31st, Halloween, as you guys can tell by the theme. And in this video, I really just wanted to talk about why I'm starting my YouTube journey and why I talk to the camera like there's already a lot of people watching, which there isn't if you haven't noticed. But I've been doing a lot of research on YouTube growth and building your channel. I've always wanted to do something like this in this realm. I've always been into social media growth. Since I was in high school, I've started my TikTok account. I ended up closing that one and made it up to like 60 or 80K. But the reason I closed that account down was because I wasn't ready for the amount of attention that I was getting at that time. Now I'm in a place in my life where I feel like I can handle criticism, I can handle negative comments, positive comments, and it comes with its good and bads. But the reason why I'm starting a YouTube channel is because I love being able to help others achieve their goals. I love being able to see other people grow from my help and being able to give advice where I can, and seeing myself grow along the journey too, because I learn something new every single day as I'm building these videos, as I'm trying to give advice to others, and even from people that watch my content. I feel like even if it's just one person, I feel like that goes a long way. And so the main reason why I'm starting the channel is because, one, I want to be able to challenge myself and continue to push my growth personally, but also be able to help others where I can. And I think that there's a lot of satisfaction in that. YouTube is a slow journey to success, and I know that with challenges along the way, it's a sense of accomplishment whenever you overcome certain challenges. I have a lot of spare time on my hands. Luckily, I work from home, and so this gives me a lot of free time to be able to do this. Like I'm technically working as I'm talking to the camera right now. And I think the challenges that I want to be able to help others achieve is being able to talk to the camera comfortably, getting over the fear of putting your first post out there and how to be consistent in doing so. I also just want to show people that it's not hard to be authentic. There's going to be people that like you, there's going to be people that don't like you, and either which way, you're going to get bad comments regardless. This is also something that you can control. As soon as you see a negative comment, delete it. Block that person from being able to see your content. Obviously, if they're putting negative connotations on there, it's because they don't agree with your perspective of whether it's life or whatever it is that you're providing. And so I've kind of learned up to this point that regardless of what you do, whether it's on camera or in person, there's going to be somebody who disagrees. Somebody's going to have something to say, and it's just learning how to process it, rebuttal it, combat it, or whatever you want to do with that information. But tough criticism isn't also a bad thing. Like, it's also something that you can learn from yourself. Like, when you see yourself in the mirror or you see yourself on camera, you're not going to see the exact same thing that somebody else sees, because you are your toughest critic. You're going to judge yourself harder than anybody else does. Like, when somebody's watching your content for a certain value that you're providing, 90% of the time they're probably not even focused on you as a person or as an individual, but they're focused more on what you're offering or what it is that you're bringing to the table. And so I think that's where you need to really focus on when you're creating your content, is the kind of value that you're providing and what kind of knowledge you're bringing to the table, because it's not necessarily about you as an individual, but what it is that you have to offer. I think talking to a camera does take practice. I remember when I first started vlogging, wanting to vlog or make social media content, it was very difficult, and my first few videos sucked. They sucked. And I think the only reason why my content ever kind of took off in the first place was because I put myself in a state of vulnerability where I let people see the true side of me of where I was at in life, and that was, you know, I was living in my car at the time and doing stuff like that. And so it's just a matter of time and being authentic and putting in the value and, you know, speaking out where you're really at in life. If you are currently in the process of your journey where you're thinking about starting a social media page, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is that you want to do, what I've learned is that it's a matter of consistency. Even when I first started on TikTok back in 2019, I didn't care about how many views I was getting. I didn't care about who was really watching, but I think at that point it was something that I was very interested in. It was a passion of mine of video editing. I loved video editing. It's still one of my biggest passions to this day, and so that's another reason why I decided to embark on this journey. But if you're currently on that path right now where you want to start your social media pages, you have to realize that, you know, putting it in the least harsh way possible, nobody really cares. Nobody really cares about the content that you're putting out. And the criticism and judgment that you're afraid of getting in return for making your videos is just something that's going to come as a byproduct of what you're doing. You're always going to have haters. You're going to have people that love you, people that, you know, encourage you to do better. And so it does take time, but you will get used to it and you will get over it. I didn't really have a set structure for how I was going to be going about this video. I just felt like this would be great practice for me to talk to the camera. And my biggest message that I can really put out for you guys is just be consistent and continue doing what you love to do. Be authentic. It will pay out. Anyways, it's Halloween, and I'm excited to go trick-or-treating with my son and just see him in his cute little costume. I got him a Bluey costume, so I'm excited to see him in that, and I'm excited to take a lot of pictures, a lot of videos, and just make some memories. I really don't know where else I was going with this, but I hope that you guys have a great year, and if you guys are embarking on a journey like me, I wish you guys nothing but success and just continue to carry on. Again, YouTube is a slow journey, so when you're starting off and you have 0 viewers for the first 2, 3, 4 months or whatever, you're just getting slow engagement. Just continue to work on your craft and get better at making content, at making videos, at talking to the camera, and eventually it will pay off in the long run. You just gotta continue pushing. Continue going. That's all I gotta say for you guys. If you guys are interested in starting your first YouTube channel, I do make content on how to get better at it, just based off of what I've seen. And if you guys have anything you guys want to see or have any questions for me, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.